everybody, it's Jeff here once again with Entrepreneur Essentials, and another Friday afternoon to sit down and talk to a friend of mine, Mardi Wareham. And she is a treasure. She's a very funny lady. She has a great business that most people would never expect, and I will just say right now that it involves a gorilla mask and a ukulele. So you'll get to see what that is all about a little bit later on. As always, make sure that right down below my feet you hit the subscription button if you've not subscribed to this channel yet. And if you haven't, shame on you. And if you're new, shame on you for not subscribing already, but make sure you do that right now. If this also resonates with you, share this with your friends and send it out to your social network so that we can get the message out about Mardi's business and everything else.
Thank you.
Mardi, thank you very much for joining us today.
It is a pleasure to be here, Jeff.
Tell me a little bit about what your entrepreneurial journey was.
Many years ago, I would say about 20 years ago, when I learned how to sing. I had never been a musical person, but I joined a choir, I learned how to sing, and I thought maybe somehow I can make my living doing this. And then I tried various things, eventually came to what I do today, which is I teach ukulele workshops and I do singing telegrams. So that is how I get to make my living.
And how you went from, what were you doing before all of this?
I did work for a while in educational television as a production assistant. I worked at a church as the communications director. I mostly was chained to my desk, which, if you know me,
that's not you.
Does not work for me.
And we're working for a highly exciting insurance company.
Yes, that's right. I almost blocked that out of my memory. Gosh, you know what insurance companies are like. They have a lot of rules, regulations, ways of doing things that are very specific. On one level that was comforting, but on another level I just wanted to break away from it, and I think I've succeeded.
Yes, you have, very much so. So let's talk a little bit about your business. So you got into the singing telegram business.
Right.
How does that story happen?
I was singing in a choir, I was having fun, and I thought maybe I could earn a few dollars. I was living in Vancouver, British Columbia, and it was a dark and rainy and cold night, and the party was loud. A lot of the people were really drunk. My first telegram bombed. They couldn't hear me. I thought, that's it, I'm done. But my boss, Alexis, who is just the sweetest person ever, said, "Don't worry about it, Mardi. I think you've got the right personality," and obviously I do.
Let's talk about the gorilla mask. How did that all come about?
Funny you should mention the gorilla mask, Jeff. I just decided that I needed to, I was doing singing telegrams, and I was just had one costume, a black formal dress, and I thought I need to offer my customers some, something different, unique. So I thought, how about a gorilla costume? So I went out and bought one, and it's my most popular character.
Of course it is. You originally started working for somebody in that business, and what happened after that? I mean, how did you end up working for yourself?
It was in Vancouver, British Columbia, working for actually a couple of different companies, and then I moved to Austin, and I got a job, had to get a job, but I had a friend who had a singing telegram company. She just had one costume. She would come and sing songs very sweetly, and I said, if you ever need help, call me. And she said, oh no, I do them all myself. I just keep it very small. But a year later she did call me and she said, I'm leaving town for a few months, but I want to keep the business going. Will you do the telegrams? And I said, sure. To me it sounded like just a good way to make a few dollars.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize it would be so fulfilling and so much fun and so satisfying for me.
So what are some of the characters that you have now that you do?
I have the gorilla. I have the chicken.
Okay.
I have Kermit the Frog. I have the ukulele hula girl. I come and I play my ukulele. get everybody up dancing. It's good fun. I have Julia Child, who is my absolute favorite. Hello, I'm Julia Child. Welcome to the French Chef. She's a lot of fun. I enjoy being Julia. I have Marilyn Monroe, which is fun because whatever Marilyn wants, Marilyn gets.
Yeah.
So that's good fun.
Nice. So now what's new in your world? You mentioned something about the ukulele workshop, so tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, this is my new venture, or my new company.
Okay.
I teach team building by teaching people how to play the ukulele.
So why did you pick the ukulele?
It's easy to learn.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever played a stringed instrument.
I do.
Guitar.
I've never played guitar, but I played banjo.
Banjo. Well, ukulele is about 1,000 times easier than
Way
banjo,
easier. Yep.
guitar, or any other instrument. So I have, within half an hour of starting the workshop, people are actually playing songs. Some of them have never played a song in their lives.
Yeah.
So they're thrilled that they can make music. And the teamwork comes about because the ukulele is a very small and kind of endearing instrument. I have one right here. Isn't it cute? And people just kind of, all their divisions kind of melt away, and they just start working together really well. And they can do things like write songs together. There's a lot of creative things that you can do with music and the ukulele.
So when you've got let's say a team building exercise, how does that come together? Are they working in small teams, or what happens?
Usually I have them in groups of 4 or 5 people. That's the size that seems to work best.
Okay. What if somebody is just massively musically untalented?
I bring rhythm instruments.
Oh, there we go.
I bring shakers and things like that.
Yep.
That's actually one of the great things that you can learn from that workshop, is that I had one person who had a sprained wrist, and she physically could not play the ukulele. Instead, she shook the shaker egg and she sang the song.
Yeah.
And that kept the rest of the group on track. So it was actually really valuable for her to do that.
Sure.
She was really bringing up the morale, and she was really helping them to make better music.
Yeah, and that translates back to business. Not everybody's going to be the person up front playing the ukulele. You've got to have support people, and you've got people in other roles. So yeah, it does make a lot of sense.
And one of the things you learn during the workshops is, what is your personality? Do you like to be out front? Are you the lead singer? Or do you prefer to be more in the back, you know, like the last row of the choir?
Sure. With the workshops, I mean, how do you do those? Is that like a hour workshop, couple hour workshop? How does that work?
I offer a half hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, and 3 hours.
Okay.
And the best one in terms of transformation is the 3-hour workshop, because that's when people get into songwriting and they really gel together in their groups, and they come to understand what each other's talents are and how they can work together better, which translates to the workplace.
Of course.
A lot of people talk about team building and then they just go out to dinner or they go bowling, or just have a shared activity, which is great. It's important to be social together and to relax and have fun. But my approach is a little more structured. Some of the exercises we do are meant for specific things, and I like to meet with the managers of the group ahead of time and say, okay, what's going on with your group? How would you like to change your group so that it's working more effectively? And then I'll design specific exercises to help with that.
Okay. All right. Fast 5 questions now.
Okay, here we go.
Ready?
I'm ready.
So you wake up in the morning, business is totally gone. You have $500 in your pocket, laptop, computer, place to live, food. What do you do first?
I just continue doing what I'm doing.
Nice.
Because my business is in my head. And I know what works for people, what doesn't work for people. I get on the phone and just continue on. Business is normal.
Nice. Very good.
Yeah.
All right, what's the biggest entrepreneurial mistake you've made?
I'm a creative person. I like to try new ideas. You actually know this about
Yes, I
me
do.
because you've given me some coaching. I sometimes allow myself to get sidetracked by new and fun and shiny ideas.
Squirrel.
Yeah, yeah. and because there's so many things that I think would be fun to do. But as you and other people have told me, let's focus on one thing at a time.
Put things in your squirrel cage, and then
Yeah.
when you get done, then you can grab something new out of the squirrel cage.
Yes, but right now we're just doing one thing.
What's a good book that you recommend?
I am reading a wonderful book.
Okay.
It's so engrossing. Michelle Obama's new book,
Okay, cool.
Becoming. I didn't expect it to be so well written. She's a really good writer. So is her husband, but she's got a sense of pacing and timing, and she just takes you there. So I feel like I know what her life was like, and
Yeah.
it's of course, an interesting life.
Very
and she has a good sense of humor, and she doesn't take herself too seriously.
What's a good tool that you use in your business every day?
I would have to say my biggest tool is the ukulele. Every time I get frustrated or bored, hardly ever get bored, I just play my ukulele, and that makes me happy. And it makes a lot of other people happy too.
It's a happy instrument.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And it's very, very, as I mentioned before, easy to pick up. Like within half an hour of starting the workshop, we're playing songs.
Yeah. Well, and you can play
Amazing.
hundreds and hundreds of songs with just 3 chords, right?
That's right. That's right.
that's
You
the
know
cool
that
part.
from
Yep.
playing the banjo.
Yep. You can go out and find that song that you love and learn how to play it on the instrument.
Yeah. And you can, from on your phone, which would be my number 2 choice of a tool, you can just go to YouTube and find songs
Yeah.
online and find chord charts so you can play them. And it's great.
It's awesome.
Yes.
How do people get a hold of you?
A couple of ways. They can just phone me on my phone. Is 512-297-9251. Or they can email me, Mardi Wareham @gmail.com.
Folks, she is a wonderful singer, very funny lady, and whether you need a singing telegram or you need a workshop for your company, please reach out to her. She is fantastic. We actually had one of these workshops here at T-Werx.
We did. It was so much
and
fun.
had a blast, and I had some of the people that I would never have seen in that room put their pride down and came in there and actually had a really good time in the end. So you definitely need to do it, and it's a great opportunity to really learn something, show that you can learn something like this very quickly. So thanks a lot. Once again, right down below me is the subscription button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and since this is a really awesome lady, make sure that you hit share and share this off to your friends as well. That said, thanks a lot. We will see you back here next week.
Thank you.
Thanks.